So there's challenge number one. Keeping it straight in your head, which is which. But it gets better. Now, I want you to know, I think this is absolutely stupid. Number 48. Because this is going to be in your homework, and you better thank your stars that are here today, because I'm going to explain to you what they're wanting in the homework. And
What number did you say?
that one, that purple one, the number 40. 40. We're looking for area and what do they call you don't have any sides. So can we add up the sides to get the outside? No, it's called circumference instead. Again, from Latin meaning, I don't know what it.
Well, circle is the beginning of circle.
I think you might be right. Circle and circumference have the same root word. So what is this R equals business?
Radius.
2.8 yards. Yeah, the R means radius. With a circle, D means
Diameter.
diameter. What's the difference?
Radius is halfway, diameter
Mm-hmm. Radius is halfway across. The diameter is side to side, going through the middle, and it will be. It's like two radiuses, isn't it? So it's going to be twice as big as the radius.
3.6. No, 5.6.
5.6 in this case. Okay. So what's and we use capital C for circumference. What's the formula for circumference? And I will expect you to know this on the test too, because I've been to too many yards where they have circular patios. I've been to a lot of places that have circular pools or circular windows in their house. It's not common like rectangles, but it's not uncommon either. You will run into circles in your real life. So you might as well know what's going on. All the rest of them, anybody remember what a rhombus is?
No.
Exactly. We don't care. I won't ask you to know any other formulas except for rectangles and circles.
Well, triangles.
No, I don't even require you to know triangles.
Is it 2 times 5 times radius?
Was that a question mark, Bryn?
Yeah.
You are correct. It's 2 pi r. But there's a different form also. Or since the diameter is twice as big as the radius, we can take out the 2 and the r and just use the diameter if you wish. It's going to give you the same answer. But put a star on your notes there. Be careful, because some of them are going to give you radius. Some will give you diameter. And you will have, especially if you take physics, they may just be sneaky and throw that crap in there and change it up each time, just to see if you're paying attention. So what would the circumference of this circle be? 2, what's pi?
3.1.
Okay. Put a big old star next to this too. We're going to come back to it in a second, because this is the frustration I think is stupid. But it's in your homework. So for this example, it should be what? 2.8 times 2 times 3.14 times 2.8, right? I have no idea. 6 times 2, it's bigger than 12. What is it? We got it?
17.5.
Wow, that's a lot bigger than 12, isn't it? 17 point, what's Sophia?
584.
584. What's the label? Is it yards or is it yards squared? It's just yards. Why? Because I'm starting here and I'm walking around the outside. Basically, I'm taking the circle, breaking it, and pulling it out flat. Just one dimension. So it's just yards. What about the area? Anybody know what the formula for area is? It's pi r squared. It's the same three things, but lined up different. Because notice the two's in a whole different role here. 3.14 times 2.8 squared. What is 2.8 squared? It's got to be 8 point something. 2.8 squared would mean 2.8 times 2.8, which is
7.84.
really, dang it, 7.84. I was thinking it was 8 something. So what's the total here then? 20 something. Around 25, I think.
24.6176.
24 point what?
6176.
And what's the units here going to be? These would be yards squared, because again, area is inside. So maybe, okay, help me again. How do I pronounce your first name? I want to say Azuli. What is it?
It's Asusena.
Asusena. Yeah, I pronounce that wrong every time. Because your grammatics say it's supposed to be a long E. It's a vowel followed by a consonant followed by a vowel, which in English is a long E, but it's not. It's seven, not semen.
Well, the names are different.
Oh, yards squared. You guys almost let me get away with that. Oh,
No, it's wrong.
broke it again.
You know what? The pictures for you believe that.
Okay. We got 2 challenges now. How are you going to keep these 2 straight? Because I'm going to ask you a question on your test too. I'm going to give you a circle. And I might put it like this with a drawing. No, I won't do it with a drawing. It'll look more like this. Find the area and the circumference of a circle, and I'm just going to give it to you in a word sentence.
No.
Because I can't draw. You see there. Yeah.
What do you draw?
You can draw though. But yeah, straight. How are you going to keep these straight in your mind? Circumference versus area. Anybody got any suggestions? That's when somebody threw at me a couple of years ago. They said, well, circumference is a big C. Well, that one too. It's just kind of like going around the outside of the circle, isn't it? That came from a student. Brilliant. Brilliant. It's a nice visual.
Mine's so much dumber.
Okay, what is it though? It might work.
Circumference reminds me of conference, and when you're in a conference, you sit in a circle.
Okay. If that's the way your mind works, perfect. And somebody else's mind also. The other one somebody threw at me one time is a little more subtle. Do you notice that those both have the little shoe? R squared goes with the square units. If it helps, run with it. If not, sorry, you got to come up with one on your own. Remember 6 ways of learning? Okay, now for the fun part.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Here's the fun from the homework. Everybody got this, or anybody still copying?